Trying to trade $300 into $10,000, episode 1.
First things first, Fusion Markets, live account.
I'm doing something no other trader can do. I'm trading on a live account. I'm showing my entries, exits, and I'm also gonna show you my daily confirmations and broker statements directly from Fusion Markets, the broker I'm trading with. The best part about this is you can get access to all my trades completely for free just by clicking the link in my description and joining my Discord.
Okay, so a little bit about myself. I'm Penny Pips. I've been a full-time day trader for 8+ years, and then I've also owned and operated my own prop firm since 2020. I didn't start posting any sort of content until the beginning of like 2025, and I've never lived off education or Discord money or just info products in general in terms of day trading. I've purely lived off of back-end operations from prop firms and then also brokerages. So the reason why I chose to take on the challenge of turning $300 into $10,000 isn't because I think that it's attainable and that it's easy. It's to show you guys that you guys can supplement some of your income, if not replace it from trading, even from a small manageable deposit of $300. Now, I'm going to be the only trader in history to do this challenge with ironclad proof that it's actually on a live account that I have no affiliation with the broker. I'm not fluffing the numbers and I'm not trying to sell you guys anything, and that is why right now if you guys join my Discord, you can have access to all of my trades that I take on this challenge completely for free. The first trade on the account made 150 bucks. Should have stopped right there, but I got a little overzealous. Took a couple positions, 3 of them to be exact, that all fucking hit stop loss. I've done something similar to this, but I didn't end up making a video to it. I just wanted to prove to myself that it actually worked. I deposited $500 and I turned it into $2,700 in a single month, and I have broker statements backing it up the entire way. I have already filmed the first couple days of this challenge, but I didn't like how it turned out, so I'm refilming it, and I thought I'd give you guys a little bit of a backstory and just overall run you guys through the overall challenge. I'm trying to make $20 to $100 every single day because that is incredibly manageable for anybody in any trading circumstances you are, whether you're a beginner or an advanced trader. And there are only 20 trading days in a given month. So let's say we take the low end of that, which is $20 per day. That's an extra $400 of income for you every single month, which I'm sure some of you, that will cover your groceries, that'll cover your phone bill, or even some other bill like a car insurance or something like that. I'm trying to show you guys that you don't need a lot of money to make a fair amount of money in trading and supplement some of your income, and then eventually you can start allocating more capital to your trading system and eventually replace your income with trading. Okay, I'm not going to break down all of the trades because like I said, there are a few of them where I was sort of just recklessly trading, trying to maximize the growth of the overall account instead of sticking to my plan of just making $20 to $100 every single day. But I am going to break down the big trades that were essentially sticking to my trading plan and my entry model. So this first $150 trade, I'll break it down for you guys really quickly. I'll highlight it. So it was this trade right here. Pretty much this was a key consolidation zone right here on the 1 hour time frame, and then eventually we broke out of it, and then we started to show signs of rejections off the bottom of it, and that's exactly to my entry model, which means I short the market. So right after I shorted it, we had an impulsive move up for a better and cleaner retest and a better entry, which I should have waited for. And when I first filmed this video, that's what I said I should have waited for as well, but shit happens, I guess. So we went into like a big drawdown, which unknowingly actually put a margin call on the account, and then we tanked back down and we closed it for $150, but we could have held it to full take profit for like $225-ish, but I just wanted to close out the $150. I'm not going to break down these losing trades because there's no rhyme or reason for them really. I was just over trading, trying to take advantage of small resistance and support levels on the 5-minute time frame to see if I could maximize how much I made for the day. And then obviously those didn't go well, and then these ones did. The second trade right here, this $30 sell, I could have held it. And I even said on the first time I recorded this video, when I was recording it live, that I could probably still hold the trade, but I decided not to. And clearly if I would have held it, it would have been like $1,000 trade, because we had a big tank session like right after. And that's also where this $100 trade comes from as well, because I decided to re-enter it just to see if I can maximize on the impulsive move back down. And it's the same analysis as the first $100 trade. Pretty much came back up for a retest of the overall key consolidation zone, and then we started to show signs of rejections back down. So I sold it. And what do you know? I didn't hold it, but it tanked down. This one would have been a $700 trade. This one would have been like a $800 trade or whatever. And then when I woke up, or later on in the evening, I thought we were going to continue on the downtrend, which we did, but I just timed the entry wrong. So I entered right here, we hit stop loss, and then later on in the evening, I seen that there was a better rejection off the bottom of this support level. So that's when I entered. I would have top ticked again this entire downtrend for another $800, but I trailed my stop, and I'll maybe even like overlay me trailing my stop, because I do have those recordings of me entering every single trade and me closing every single trade, and then me also adjusting the trailing stop on this position, because I didn't want to come and sit down and like record and stuff. So I just screen recorded on my phone. But I trailed my stop after we dropped down right here, and I trailed it to $100 worth of profit. Obviously, what do you know? Go figure, price comes up, hits my trailing stop, and then absolutely tanks down. This is the trade I would have woke up with like a $700 worth of profit, or 500. And then I just had a continuation trade right here. So just repeating what we did the last couple days. We tank down, recover a bit, and then continue tanking down. So that's what I took advantage right here. This one hit a trailing stop as well for $72, and eventually, and that gets you guys back up to speed with the account of how we made $116. Obviously it's $160 worth of profit, but we have $43 of execution fees, which obviously you have to take in consideration when you're trading live. Moving forward, my overall bias would be looking for buys right now. It is pretty risky, especially with a lot of news coming out this week for the US dollar. But honestly, I think it looks pretty healthy for buys right now, since we are at a pretty major support level right now, especially on the D1. And I'm just going to give you guys some insight about my trading strategy right now. I'm primarily a swing trader, and I use 10% technical analysis, 90% fundamental when I'm trading my big accounts. But for this challenge, I'm primarily just trying to day trade, not necessarily swing trade. So it's going to be more technical analysis. But either way, a lot of my main entry model is going to be leeching into this challenge, which is overall going to, I think, extend the profitability of myself when I'm trading on this small account, which obviously when I have allowed myself to follow my actual entry model is when I took advantage of these big trades right here. So these couple $100 ones, and overall if I would have stayed in them, I would be well over $1,600 in 2 days. But you know, right now the technical analysis that I'm waiting for to see what happens is I like to use major support and resistance levels on the higher time frames for entries and exits. And then I like to take in consideration fundamentals, which is news that affects the euro and the US dollar and overall drives the market, which is the news. But for these challenges, I'm just going to keep it very simple so that you guys can follow along. But if you guys want me to be more educational in these videos, then I can surely start breaking into more strategy stuff and start doing that. So what I'm waiting for price to have a big rejection up on the hour time frames, and then I'll put a buy in, put my stops below here, and just let it go up. Looking for it to push into like one of these major support levels right here, and then I'll exit. Or if we break out underneath right here, then I'll look for a continuation sell. In an overall lull in the market right now until London session opens again and then New York sessions opens again. But for now, just kind of waiting. So with how sour the day trading influencer game has become, with so many different frauds, you guys don't know who to trust or who to believe in. I wanted to create this series as a face of relatability because anybody can realistically save up $300 to make a deposit. And on top of that, you guys can get access to all my trades completely for free for right now if you join my Discord. But even if I were to make a payment necessary to get access to my trades, clearly you guys can see that even on my very first trade that I called out to the Discord, you would have made $150. So that right there would have covered any sort of subscription price that I could place on these signals. I'm not an educator. I'm not selling you guys education, and I'm not looking to sell education anytime soon. The only thing I would be selling would be access to my live streams and my trade ideas and the trades I'm currently executing in, which clearly work in the live markets because I'm the only trader that's able to show broker statements with a regulated broker that they're not affiliated with. Remember, even $20 a day is an extra $400 worth of income. If you push that to 50, it's an extra $1,000 every single month, which is completely attainable. Once you learn simple trading strategies, you can even make it with that little amount. This is the biggest aspect that you can spot out a fraud, is if when they post their pictures of their MT4 trades or whatever, screenshots of them, and they don't have any charges or swaps or anything, that's a big sign that they're trading on a demo account.